Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the Eibach Pro Alignment Camber Bushing Kit fitting 2008 to 2023 Challengers. Now when it comes to suspension, even the most minute of adjustments can have a big impact on your ride and handling. If you've got some suspension mods on your Challenger, or even if you just want to push the limit of your stock vehicle, camber is one of the things that can affect it the most. And this kit from Eibach is going to be an easy and affordable way to adjust in more camber, make your Challenger more stable on the street or on the track. Getting your alignment right is absolutely crucial to handling, especially with a heavy car like the Challenger. Camber is especially important for this as it can affect not only tire wear, but also how your vehicle behaves in a corner. If you're not familiar, camber is measured in degrees and it refers to the angle of the wheels when you're looking dead on at them from either the front or rear of the car. Now, most cars from the factory are going to come pretty much with 0 degrees of camber. Now, negative camber means that the wheels and tires will be angled in at the top, towards the center of the car, with positive camber being the opposite. Tops of the wheels and tires are going to be pointing out away from the center of the car. Now, a bit of positive camber is good if you're going to be weighing your car down, but negative camber is better for handling, as when the car leans into a turn and the suspension loads up, more of the tire is going to come into contact with the road. But as with anything, you want this in moderation, otherwise you're going to burn through tires and compromise your ride and handling. Now, stock, you don't have a lot of adjustment on these cars, but the bushings will give you a little bit more. It's going to get you between -1.5 degrees to +1.5 degrees of camber, which may not sound like a whole lot, but it's a pretty big amount of adjustment. And it's enough to get your wheels properly aligned to give you more grip, help your tires last longer too. So whether you're hitting the track, carving corners, or driving on the street, this is going to be a big benefit. Now, it is worth noting that these are sold as a pair and they are only for the rear end of the car. But that's where the issue of either too much or not enough camber is likely to occur. If you got too much, you're going to be burning through the insides of your rear tires really fast and have to replace them. So these are going to give you exactly what you need to get everything corrected. However, if you need adjustment in the front too, Eibach does offer a front camber arm kit with these similar type of bushings and some more adjustment for the front end, and we also have that available on our site. So what we've got here are basically all new replacement bushings, and they're a little bit more rigid than your factory rubber ones. On the outside and inside of the actual rubber bushing itself, you've got some nice metal here, and you've even got stamped indicators on the outside to tell you where you need to adjust this. So these are going to be more rigid than your factory rubber ones. They're going to make things a little bit more stiffer, again, a little bit more rigid than what you get from the factory. And if your car has some miles on it, these are also going to offer you a nicely refreshed feel, again, because they're going to have a much tighter bushing on the inside. As you can hopefully see here, these are rubber bushings on the inside. These are not polyurethane, so they're going to have a little bit more give to them. It's not going to make your car too overly stiff for the street. Again, going to give you that nice, new, refreshed feel. And of course, they have that greater range of adjustment than your factory bushings as well, so you'll be able to get more camber angle dialed in, and it's also going to hold better as well, making this a little bit better of a solution than just cranking up your stock ones. Pricing comes in at about $120, and that makes them a super economical solution to get the camber and adjustment you need without having to spend a ton of money. Now, these are going to far undercut the price of a set of adjustable arms, but we will net you similar results. You're not going to have quite the amount of adjustment that you would with arms, but again, these are going to be worlds better than your factory bushings. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 and should take you around 3 hours to complete. Now, these are going to swap right in. You don't need to make any modifications. While you can install these at home, since these are critical suspension parts that affect your alignment, do make sure you get your car properly aligned by a professional once you've got these installed. You may also need to do a little bit of trickery to get the original bushings out, depending on how long they've been in there or how stiff they are. That's going to do it for our review of the Eibach Pro Alignment Camber Bushing Kit fitting 2008 to 2023 Challengers. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Challenger, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.